Good morning again, everyone. Let me see if we can get this. Okay, so let me move forward. I want to just share with you, we're going to do a little game called 20 questions. We've done this before. We haven't done too well at it, but I thought we would go ahead and try it again. And so I need one person, Dolly, right? Dally. Okay, Dally, I'm going to nominate you for the person over there, okay? Okay, very good. Congratulations. I'm just going to pick somebody. Is that okay if I just pick you? Okay. Sheila, I'll pick you from this section. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Nobody wants to look at me here. What's going on? Let's see. Let's have Kimmy. Kim, well, have you, okay, from your person. So I've got guy, girl, girl. I need a guy over here. Let's see, who do we got? Isaiah, would you be open to doing representing your section? Okay, so this is how 20 questions work. Okay, you maybe played the game before. You get to ask me a question. If I answer your question yes, you get to ask me another question. If I answer your question no, then I go to the next person. You with me? Okay, so what we'll do is we'll let Dally, we're going to let you go first. Now, I'm going to give you a clue. I'm just going to give you a little clue. It's not a person, okay? And I think, in my mind, it could categorize itself as a place or a thing, okay? It could fit either one of those categories, okay? I'm just giving you an extra little clue, okay? All right, so any question you want, Dolly, go ahead, roll it off. What do you got? What's a question you have? Just ask me a question. Like, yes, he asked, is it in the United States? Yes, it's in the United States. Good. Okay, you get to ask another question. Oh, yeah, if you want the group to help you, you can have that. But we'll have to move this quick. I'm going to give you 3 seconds to ask another question. So that's going to be for everybody, okay? 3 seconds. 1. Pardon? Is the color what? The color is green. Yes. My word. Did you see the slides, woman? The Statue of Liberty. Look at this. This is amazing. The Statue of Liberty. Did you have that too? Were you saying the Statue of Liberty? Oh, very good. Very good. Wow. Wow. I will tell you, you set a very high bar that will never be exceeded ever again in this church. And so you should feel very good about that and having the support of those behind you. Okay? All right, so you know what? I was supposed to have my computer up here because I had some notes on my computer, but I don't have it. That's okay. No, that's all right. I'll see if we can just wing this here. Okay, now this is the Statue of Liberty, okay? How many of you have been to the Statue of Liberty? Okay, you've been to the Statue of Liberty. Okay, so my understanding is the Statue of Liberty was a gift from the country of France. And initially, the Statue of Liberty was to have been completed and dedicated at the centennial of the United States, which would have meant it would have been what year? 1876, right? 100 years after the country we declared our independence, right? 1776. They were supposed to have it ready. That was the plan. Anyway, things got delayed. They ran out of money, did things like that. It happened 10 years later. It was actually dedicated in October of 1886. Okay? And I wanted to just share with you, why did Oh, are you going to show my notes? Oh, okay. Did I do something? Okay, very good. All right, so this is the Statue of Liberty. All right, now, I want to tell you why I showed this picture, 2 pennies. Now, do you realize, I didn't know this, maybe some of you know, but what does 2 pennies have to do with the Statue of Liberty? Copper. Very good. What else does it have to do? It is copper, but why 2 pennies? That's how thick it is. The skin of the Statue of Liberty is made of copper that is 3/32 of an inch thick. Okay, now it's obviously supported internally with lots of stainless steel and iron and all this kind of stuff, but the actual skin of the Statue of Liberty is made of copper. And so when it was initially put up, like in 1886, it actually looked like that. It was that color. It wasn't green, but you know how copper goes over time. It actually fades and it turns green. So, do you have it? Oh, perfect. Man, see this Caleb young man? He's such a, it's not even my computer. Okay, very good. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Caleb. Appreciate that. Okay, so I want to move to this word liberty for a moment, okay? Now, when you think of liberty, these are some synonyms that go with liberty, right? Liberty could mean independence, freedom, choice, free will, autonomy. Liberty's a rather important thing. Now, I want you to just compare those words to the words on the right, which is these words. What do you think of those words? Bondage, captivity, force, imprisonment, confinement. Do you see the difference? You see the weight of these words? Just the weight is huge, isn't it? So I want you to imagine with me, if you would, that you happen to be on this boat. Okay? This boat, actually it's said that actually between 1886 and 1924, more than 14 million immigrants entered the United States through New York. And unless it was maybe night or somehow, or the real dense fog or some of this issue, I would imagine that many of the immigrants were similar to these immigrants on this boat, where once they saw the Statue of Liberty, they raised their hands and they celebrated and they rejoiced, right? Now, imagine this, though. 14 million people during that period of time would be 3 times the number of people that live in Oklahoma today. So all the people that live in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Lawton, Ardmore, Sulphur, Davis, all those people added together, 3 times as many of those people would have come through and seen, very well, possibly seen the Statue of Liberty. And I just wonder, a quick question. I wanted to show you one other picture here that's kind of similar. This picture was actually taken in the late 1930s. Who do you think these people are? Anybody want to take a guess of who these people are on this boat looking at the Statue of Liberty? Huh? Yeah, these are young Jewish children from Austria that their families had been, well, their parents had been taken care of, if you know what I'm saying. And they were coming to America to find new adopted families. So imagine what it must have been like to be on that boat and looking at the Statue of Liberty and all the uncertainty that had gone on behind you. And now you're looking for this kind of new life, this new opportunity. So the question begs, I thought we'd just take just a moment to consider doing this. Who can trace back their family tree to who immigrated into the United States? Okay, raise your hand if you can. If you can trace back your family tree who immigrated to the United States, raise your hand. Okay, leave them up for a second if you would, because I can't. I don't know that. I haven't traced that back. Now, let me ask you. I want to know who here has. Who probably has most, I have a guess on who probably the most recent person is who immigrated into the United States, maybe. Well, I don't know. That's a good question. Whose family? Because the thought is that I'm looking over here at Noemi, and I'm wondering Well, I don't know. Who's been the most, who has become a United States citizen most recently, or even who just lives here in the United States? Who would that be? Would it be you? Noemi? How about your sister-in-law? I don't know. Are you? You're born in here in Texas? Okay. Isaiah, you were born here in Texas? Okay. Jose, yeah. Okay, but you weren't. Right. So probably it would be. Has anybody immigrated to the United States earlier? I mean, most recently than Naomi? Anybody? Okay. Very good. Now, you still have family that live in Mexico. Do your parents, mother or father, still live in Mexico? Your mom, okay, all right. Very interesting. Now, I'd be curious to know who here thinks that their understanding of who immigrated to the U.S. from their family tree goes back the furthest. If you think yours goes back the furthest, I'd like you to raise your hand. You think? You've tracked somebody who actually came in on the Mayflower? 4 people? No kidding. Wow. That's quite a while back. You know, it's amazing. I mean, probably there's a good likelihood that maybe everybody in this room has something in common. That we all either came to this country from someplace else. I'm guessing. Pardon? On both sides of your family? Yeah. So Donna may have been already here, at least for most of her family. Part of Donna was already here, but the other part maybe quite wasn't here yet. But I just, it's amazing to think that how this country has been brought together is really almost like any other place in the world, if you think about it. It's really amazing. It's actually quite amazing. So let's move forward. I want to show you a little video here of a gentleman whose name is Charlie DeLeo. All right? So can we try this, Caleb, see if it works? Okay. We had a chance to visit the Statue of Liberty in July of 2001. His kids were quite young. We were there. We were wanting to go up into the crown because you can still get up there, but you have to, it's long lines, and we just thought, well, that's not going to work out for us today. We only had a limited time. So we were walking around on the grounds out at the base of the Statue of Liberty. And lo and behold, a guy, I believe he had a yellow hat on, if I remember right, with a 5-gallon bucket, comes walking around the corner, and he hands us a little brochure. And it happened to be Charlie DeLeo, the guy in this video. So we have a picture of him that just lack of time, I wasn't able to round it up. But I was thinking about last night that Charlie may be one of the most famous people I've ever met in my entire life, and I didn't even know it. But I don't know if you caught this. If you watch the video again, maybe a couple times, you realize that Charlie gets kind of emotional in a couple parts when he's talking about the Statue of Liberty, because it just meant, like, I read parts of a little book that had been written about him, and he talks about how the statue is something that he had, like he talked about, he prayed that he could go to the top of the torch one day. Even when he was a little kid, he prayed about that. And then, lo and behold, here he is, the keeper of the flame for more than 25 years. So it's really, really pretty remarkable. Now, the thing about it is that it's not so much necessarily the beauty of the statue, even though it's pretty pretty striking in a lot of ways. But it's what the statue stands for that I think really makes it remarkable and intriguing. But as we can move forward, I wanted to just share with you, I can pass by that one. There's a picture here. You won't see this when you're visiting the statue unless you go up high. But part of the artwork of the design of the statue is that it actually has a broken chain that is wrapped, that looks to be wrapped around one of the legs of the Statue of Liberty, which means, it symbolically means it has been broken from bondage, broken from captivity. I wanted to also ask you a question, for those of you maybe who've been there, but there is, as you'll notice, the Statue of Liberty actually holds a tablet in one of her arms. And I wonder if anybody knows what is written on the tablet held by the Statue of Liberty. Does anybody know what's raised there on the tablet without Googling it? Greg? Oh, that's good, that's good. Yeah, I know where you're talking about. That's actually somewhere else. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. But actually on the tablet itself is this written in Roman numerals. It says July 4, 1776. And I thought, for somebody who is an American, that's a pretty special date, right? It's a pretty special date. You learn you get schooled and educated and things of this nature. You realize that's a very special date. So it's a very important tablet. But I wanted to share with you today about another important tablet, okay? And this one, I'll tell you a little more about it, but I wanted to share this with you that I found. This was from an ABC News source. It said, and this was just last year, December 18 of 2024, it says the oldest known stone tablet inscribed with the Ten Commandments sold more than $5 million at an auction on Wednesday. The tablet dates back somewhere between 300 to 800 AD and is inscribed with the commandments in Paleo-Hebrew script, the only complete example of its kind from antiquity according to Sotheby's, or whoever they are. It was unearthed during the railroad excavation in Israel in 1913 and was not recognized as historically significant at first, being used as a paving stone at a local home until 1943. Okay? So for those of you who want to see a better frontal view here, that's what it looks like. So I don't know how many of us read Paleo-Hebrew in here, but apparently I was reading another article about this, and it's very clearly written and understandable from people who do. But this is what it looks like. Now, I'm curious to know the idea behind this tablet, and I wanted to share with you a couple things about it. One is actually found in James 1:25, the book of James in the Bible, 1:25, and this is what it says. It says, "But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty, and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deeds." Now, not exactly said the way that probably most of us would say it today, but the idea is that the law of liberty, in this case, God's law, his perfect law, when we don't just read it, but we actually follow it, we're blessed. It's a huge blessing, right? So I wanted to just share this thought. So it's interesting. It's one thing to be set free. It's another thing to live free. You see the difference? Everybody has been set free. The Bible says, "Behold the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world." Everybody has been set free. But unfortunately, for most of us, we don't live free. You see the difference? Set free, live free. Let me just give you a couple statistics that I kind of ran across that I thought were kind of interesting. You've heard of this word before, right? Recidivism. Now, oftentimes, recidivism is used in describing individuals who have been in jail, who are released from jail, who end up going back to jail. You with me? Okay, so just to show you a couple statistics here. This is a tendency of a convicted criminal to reoffend. So this is from the Bureau of Justice Statistics. And it said, this was 2021, a few years ago, but 1.2 million people, this was in the United States, were actually in jail, okay? The recidivism rate is actually 66% of people released were rearrested within 3 years. And then if you span that out to within 10 years, it would actually show that 82% are actually rearrested within a 10-year time frame. Now, the talk here today isn't about why this happens. And I'm sure there's many, many reasons of why this happens. But the challenge is that when individuals, whoever they are, don't allow themselves to follow the law, there's consequences to it, right? So the idea with liberty and independence and freedom, all these kind of things that go together, have a similar aspect in that it does have requirements that are attached with it. And if those requirements are broken, there's consequences to it. So I wanted to just share with you that on the Statue of Liberty, you can see the statue is actually kind of the statue sits on top of what's called a pedestal, right? And from my understanding is the statue actually came from France, but the pedestal was something that was built here on site on the island by America. And we raised money to actually build that pedestal. And at the time, there was I think maybe I just got ahead of myself here. Let me first do something. I want us to go to John 8, 31 through 36. So if you could turn in your Bible with me to John 8, 31 through 36. And you're welcome to follow along as I read. It says, Then said Jesus to the Jews which believed on him, If you continue in my word, then you are my disciples indeed. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. They answered him, We be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, Ye shall be made free? Jesus answered them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, whoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. And the servant which abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth ever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. So it's nice to be talking about things like the Statue of Liberty and the great story behind what the statue represents. But the truth is, and I want to just share with you this little quote here, because I think, Greg, this is what you were talking about just a minute ago. Inscribed on the pedestal itself is a plaque that was written by a young woman, a poem that was written by the young woman, and part of that poem has this word, have these words, Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. That was written by a lady by the name of Emma Lazarus. But I kind of wonder, nice words written on a plaque by a human, but when we really get down to it, Jesus is the real liberator. He's the real liberator. And so I wanted to just share with you these final words as we conclude our sermon today. Come unto me, all ye who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. You know, when we think about things like the Statue of Liberty, it's encouraging. It's neat to see how people's lives have been changed by just coming to another place. But you know, the truth is that the Statue of Liberty could promise a lot of things, but its promise only holds true if people are committed and guided by a greater source. And that greater source is Jesus Christ. So I thank you for your time today, and we'll finish with our closing song.